Have you ever gone an entire year without getting sick? How about 5? Well, I haven't been sick in 35 years. And no, I'm not exaggerating, and I'm not trying to sell you a magic pill either. Now you might be thinking, that's impossible. I get sick every few months. My eyesight's going downhill, I can't remember names, and my blood pressure's all over the place. And if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I've been working with older adults for over 30 years now, and I see the same pattern over and over. You wake up and your eyes feel dry. You grab your glasses, but they don't help like they used to. The words on your phone or the newspaper? Blurry. And driving at night? The glare from headlights feels like getting flashbanged. Then there's your memory. You walk into the kitchen and forget why. You're mid-conversation and suddenly lose your train of thought. And the hardest part? It starts to feel like your body, and maybe even your mind, are slipping away. That's the real pain, isn't it? Not just the blurry vision, but the creeping fear underneath. The fear that you might not be able to drive soon. The fear that you'll forget your grandchild's name. The fear of becoming dependent on someone else. And when you bring it up to your doctor, they usually shrug and say, well, that's just aging. But what if it's not? What if your body's been trying to tell you something, and no one ever taught you how to listen? Here's the thing, most people over 60 who deal with blurry vision, memory slips, and blood pressure swings aren't just getting older. They're dealing with something deeper, something called chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Those are the real enemies, quiet, sneaky troublemakers that build up in your body for decades before they start showing symptoms. But here's the good news. I've stayed healthy for over 35 years using one simple habit, a homemade morning drink with just 4 ingredients. No pills. No powders shipped from across the world. Just natural, powerful ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. And hey, if this already speaks to you, even a little, do me a favor. Tap that subscribe button. Not for me, but for you. This channel is here to help you take back control of your health, one small step at a time. Like the video, leave a comment, and most importantly, watch to the end, because you'll want to see how these ingredients come together. Then share it with someone you care about. Let's spread the word that aging doesn't have to mean decline. Let's get started. Baking soda. Let's talk about the first ingredient. It's not some exotic herb or jungle root. It's baking soda. Yep. The same stuff that sits in your fridge to soak up odors. Now you might be thinking, come on, baking soda? But used the right way, internally, and in small amounts, it can be surprisingly powerful for your health. See, one of the biggest hidden causes of age-related problems, like blurry vision, brain fog, and roller coaster blood pressure, is something called chronic low-grade inflammation. This isn't the kind of inflammation you feel, like a swollen knee. It's silent. Deep. It slowly narrows the blood vessels behind your eyes, reduces oxygen to your brain, and starves your body of the nutrients it needs. That's where baking soda helps. A 2018 study from the Medical College of Georgia showed that older adults who drank a small baking soda solution daily saw a significant drop in 2 major inflammation markers, IL-6 and TNF-alpha, in just 2 weeks. Those are the same compounds that damage your vision, memory, circulation, basically your entire system. Baking soda also helps balance your body's pH level. I won't get too science-y here, but in simple terms, when your body becomes too acidic, your cells stop working properly. But when the pH is more balanced, everything just runs smoother, like giving your car clean fuel. That means you absorb nutrients better, your immune system wakes up, and yep, your brain gets sharper. I've had patients tell me that after just a few days of starting this, they felt more focused, less foggy, and more energized in the morning. Now a quick heads up, not all baking soda is the same. If you're going to drink it, choose aluminum-free, food-grade baking soda. Some brands use fillers or are only meant for cleaning, not consumption. 2 I trust are Bob's Red Mill aluminum-free baking soda. Arm & Hammer pure baking soda. Both are easy to find at grocery stores or online. Oh, and please don't use the box that's been open in your fridge. Baking soda absorbs odors. You don't want your morning drink tasting like leftover spaghetti. Keep it in a dry, sealed container and away from strong-smelling foods. Now some folks ask me, Dr. Porter, how do you drink baking soda without gagging? Fair question. On its own, it's not exactly delicious. That's why we pair it with something bright, zesty, and full of health-boosting power. Let's talk about lemon. Lemon. Once baking soda gets your system ready, lemon steps in to protect what matters most, your eyesight. Not just for salad dressings or lemonade stands, lemon is one of nature's best sources of vitamin C, and your eyes absolutely love it. If you've noticed your vision getting fuzzy, if headlights at night look like exploding fireworks, if you're using a magnifying glass just to read a pill bottle, you are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. Over 80% of adults over 60 deal with some kind of vision decline. And one of the biggest culprits is oxidative stress. That's when unstable little molecules, called free radicals, start attacking the healthy cells in your eyes, especially in the retina. Over time, it wears down your vision until the world just looks dull. But here's where lemon makes a difference. Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant. It hunts down those free radicals and neutralizes them before they can do real damage. One study from the National Institutes of Health found that regular vitamin C intake could lower the risk of cataracts by up to 50% in older adults. Half. That's huge. Vitamin C also protects your eyes from UV damage, strengthens the tiny blood vessels in your eyes, and boosts circulation, so your retinas get the oxygen they need to stay sharp. And when you combine lemon with baking soda, you create a balanced, slightly alkaline environment in your body that supports immunity, digestion, and energy. It's a 1-2 punch of protection and clarity. Fresh lemon juice in warm water is more than refreshing. It's repairing. It's like a gentle daily rinse that clears out the things that fog up your vision and slow down your focus. Now remember, not all lemons are created equal. Try to buy organic lemons whenever possible. They're grown without harsh chemicals and usually pack more nutrients and flavor. I recommend buying fresh lemons weekly. It's a tiny routine, but it adds up over time. Some of my older patients have told me, Dr. Porter, I've used lemon in my tea for years, but I had no idea it could help my eyes. It's true. And it's never too late to start using it with purpose. When combined with the other ingredients, lemon becomes part of a powerful shield, one that helps protect your eyesight, your mental clarity, and your independence. Ginger. Now let's talk about something a little spicier, ginger. Most people think of inflammation as sore knees or an achy back. But inflammation also affects the tiny, fragile blood vessels in your eyes and brain. When those vessels get inflamed and narrow, your vision starts to fade. Your thinking slows down. You feel foggy, like you're watching your own life through a smudged window. But ginger? Ginger helps open those blood vessels back up. It supports smoother circulation, which means more oxygen gets to your eyes and brain. That means your retinas stay healthier, and your thoughts feel sharper, clearer, more you. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that ginger extract reduced eye inflammation by up to 25% in patients with inflammatory eye conditions. That's not hype. That's real science. And there's more. Ginger can help with dry eyes, a common issue that a lot of seniors experience but rarely talk about. When you include it in your morning drink, it doesn't just soothe, it activates. Some of my patients say it feels like their brain wakes up again. Others say they have more energy throughout the day, or that their digestion improves noticeably. And speaking of digestion, ginger plays a big role there, too. It helps break down food more efficiently, which is especially important as we age. Our bodies become less effective at absorbing nutrients. So even if you're eating well, you might not be absorbing well. Here are some quick tips. Fresh ginger is always best. Look for firm roots with smooth skin and that strong, peppery scent. You can keep it in the fridge or freeze it in small pieces to make it last longer. If fresh ginger isn't available, a high-quality organic ginger powder will still work. Just avoid brands with fillers or added sugar. In this drink, I usually recommend about half a teaspoon, grated into warm water. That's enough to feel a gentle heat in your chest. When you feel that, you'll know it's working. For many of the older adults I've worked with, ginger is the turning point. It's when their circulation starts to improve. Their thinking gets sharper. And their eyes stop feeling like they're full of sand. Used daily, alongside the other ingredients, ginger becomes more than a spice. It becomes a spark, a catalyst for clarity, comfort, and better quality of life. Now, our final ingredient isn't spicy at all. In fact, it's sweet, and one of the oldest healing foods in history. Honey. Let's talk about honey. Not the kind in the little plastic bear bottle. I'm talking about real, raw honey, the kind our ancestors used as both food and medicine. Now, you might be thinking, wait, how can something sweet be good for my eyes? Here's the deal. One of the biggest threats to your vision as you age is oxidative stress. That's when free radicals, those unstable little molecules, start attacking the tissues in your eyes. That's what leads to things like blurry vision, dry eyes, sensitivity to light, and even cataracts or macular degeneration. But honey? Honey is packed with natural antioxidants like flavonoids and phenolic acids. These compounds fight off free radicals before they can do damage. One study in the American Journal of Ophthalmology found that honey's antioxidants helped reduce oxidative damage in eye tissue, protecting vision and slowing age-related decline. But the power of honey doesn't stop there. It also has strong anti-inflammatory properties. And as we've talked about, inflammation is one of the silent destroyers of health, especially in the small blood vessels that feed your eyes. When you reduce inflammation, blood flow improves. And when blood flow improves, your eyes get more oxygen, more nutrients, and more support. Honey also helps with internal hydration, which can ease symptoms of dry eyes. Some of my older patients have told me their eyes felt less gritty, less irritated, and their headaches even became less frequent after using honey daily. But here's the key, not all honey is created equal. Most of what you see in grocery stores is heated, filtered, and stripped of the good stuff. If you want real benefits, choose raw organic honey. 2 brands I trust are Manuka Health, YS Eco Bee Farms. These are unfiltered, unpasteurized, and packed with natural enzymes your body actually recognizes. Store your honey in a cool, dry place, not the fridge. Cold temperatures can make it crystallize, and if it ever gets thick or cloudy, just warm it gently. It's still perfectly fine. I use about 1 teaspoon in my morning drink. It blends beautifully with the lemon and ginger. It calms the sharpness and brings everything together into something that tastes as good as it feels. But more than the flavor, honey brings something deeper, support. For your immune system. For your vision. For your energy. It's a small act of kindness you can give your body every single morning. Recipe, bringing it all together. Now that we've covered all 4 ingredients, let's put it all together into one simple, powerful morning ritual. No gimmicks. No confusion. Just a clear, calming way to support your health, one sip at a time. Here's how I make it, and how I've made it almost every morning for over 30 years. 1. Warm up 8 to 10 ounces of filtered water. Not boiling, just warm, like tea. Too hot and you'll damage the natural enzymes in honey and lemon. 2. Add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. This sets the stage. It balances your pH and helps your body absorb nutrients better. 3. Squeeze in the juice of half a fresh lemon. You'll notice it fizz a little, that's totally normal. It's the lemon and baking soda reacting. 4. Grate in 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ginger. Or a pinch of high-quality powder if you're in a pinch. Fresh gives more punch. 5. Stir in 1 teaspoon of raw organic honey. Mix it all together until it's golden and fragrant. The smell? Clean, spicy, citrusy, like healing in a cup. Sip it slowly. Don't chug. I usually drink mine 15 to 30 minutes before breakfast, while the house is still quiet. That way, my body gets the full benefit before food comes in. And let me tell you something, every time I finish this drink, I feel like I've hit reset. My vision sharpens. My thoughts clear. My body feels like it's on my side again. It takes less than 5 minutes. But this one habit has helped me stay sharp, energized, and illness-free for decades. Now, of course, every body is different. Some people feel a shift within days. For others, it's a few weeks. But what matters most is consistency. One small ritual. Every morning. That's what makes the difference. So if you've been searching for something simple, natural, and effective, this might be it. Not because it's trendy, but because it works. And this isn't just about a drink. It's about getting back to yourself. You don't need magic. You don't need to spend hundreds on powders and pills. Sometimes, all it takes is one quiet decision in the morning before the world gets noisy. This drink is that decision. Not a miracle, but a reliable ally. It supports the parts of your body that most people overlook: your vision, your circulation, your focus, your immune system. It fights the 2 biggest silent thieves: chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. I've been using it for 35 years. And I've watched hundreds of patients regain energy, clarity, and confidence, just by starting here. They stopped blaming age. They stopped waiting for prescriptions. They started taking back control, even in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. And if you're watching this right now, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not too late. You're not broken. You're just waiting for the right start. So tomorrow morning, try it. Warm water. Baking soda. Lemon. Ginger. Honey. Give your body the message. I still care about you. And watch what happens. If this video helped you, I'd be honored if you gave it a like, tapped subscribe, and shared it with someone who needs it. And if you're ready to try this drink yourself, leave a comment below with the word 1, because that's all it takes, one small change, one morning at a time. I'll be in the comments, answering questions, and cheering you on. Because after all these years, there's one thing I believe with all my heart. Your body wants to heal. Sometimes it just needs you to believe that too. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Porter.